Hello and welcome back to art class. Today we're going to do a fall picture, and you're going to need a few things in order to do this picture. You're going to need a pencil, probably an eraser, but if you have the eraser on the back, that's what I tend to use. You need a piece of paper, and you're going to need your hand. Now my hand unfortunately is too big for this project, so what I've done is I made a paper hand so that is about the size of a kindergartner. Your hand actually might be a little bigger, maybe a little bit smaller than this. It just depends. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to be making a fall tree. And we're going to use our hand for the stem, which is actually the trunk of the tree. Okay? And then for the branches will be your fingers. And the way this is going to work is you're going to put your hand, and it could be your left hand or it could be your right hand, whatever's easiest. And you're probably going to want your mom and dad to help you out a little bit with this because they're going to help you keep your hand still as you're tracing it, because it is a little bit ticklish to have a pencil run between your fingers. Okay, so next what you're going to do is you're going to put your hand about the middle of the paper like this. You don't want it touching the top, and your arm's going to go off the bottom like it is here. Okay. The wider you can make your fingers apart, the better off you are. Now, my example, they are not as wide as they should be, and that's partially because I had trouble making the hand with wide fingers that didn't want to rip off. So if you make your hand a little bit bigger like this, where your fingers spread out really good, that would be helpful. Okay. Then what you're going to do is you're actually going to trace part of your arm, so you may need to push your sleeve up a little bit. We don't want to trace it all the way to the bottom, but we want to be maybe 2 to 3 finger spaces. So 3 if you're using the kindergartner's fingers, 2 if you're using adult fingers for spacing. And we're going to trace, take it nice and slow. It's best if the pencil is up and down. Again, on this side, about 2 to 3 finger spaces like that. So it looks very much like this. You may need to go in and, I had a couple areas that I need to touch up, and that's pretty normal. We want a hand. Like I said, it could be left hand, it could be right hand, whatever's convenient. I would like, at least as you're doing it, that, mom and dad, you can help hold a pencil, but I would like your student to try to do the tracing of their own hand. It is a little bit of awkward, but it helps train the hand-eye coordination to have 2 different things going on. So just kind of help them out, keeping the pencil and maybe guiding it a little bit. That's pretty normal to have to do. Okay, so down here, we need the bottom of the trunk to look finished. So we don't want it to go straight across, that won't look as nice. So what we're gonna do is we'll put a kind of an M shape to the bottom. Kind of looks like it got squished a little bit. Okay, like somebody stepped on it. All right, next, we're going to need to put some leaves on the tree. And in order to do that, we're gonna use a bumpy line. Bumpy lines, I'm gonna flip this paper over and show you, are like this. And if you make them kind of go in a circle, like this, you get 2 things. This could be a cloud, or it could be the leaves of a tree. Those are pretty common uses for this bumpy shape. Okay? Now you notice that it is curved as we're doing it. Okay? So it's curved on top, and it kind of like jumping. Okay? So I'm going to start here, and some people might find it easier to turn their paper and start. So it starts there on the thumb. I go around the fingers. And then we're gonna end back here on the meaty part of the hand there. Like that. Good. Okay, next we need to put a ground in. Now if I put the ground in right underneath the tree like my pencil is, it'll kind of look like my tree's floating a little bit, and that's kind of weird. So what I want us to do is actually put the ground to look like it's going a little bit behind the tree. And it doesn't have to be perfectly straight, I'm just using pretty straight lines. So if you look, it looks like it's going right behind the tree. Okay. Next, I need you to decide if you want it to be an orchard. Okay. If you just want a fall tree, that's fine, but you could have apples. Like many of you, probably this is the perfect apple picking time, late September, early October. So if you want apples or some kind of fruit, this would be it. So you can just go in and give yourself some circles with a stem. Mine's going to have some hanging down here. That looks like he's floating. There we go. And I think one more. Like that. Okay. Then I'm going to put some that would have fallen on the ground. And I'm even going to put a basket over here. Now, a basket can be lots of different shapes, but I'm going to make mine pretty easy. I am going to make it kind of a rectangle. Like that. Now, notice that it's going over the line of the ground. So I do need to erase the ground so it looks like it's going behind the basket. And then I'm going to fill my basket up with apples. Now my circles should be about the same size. I don't want to make them tiny. Okay. Then I'm going to let you add some other details to your picture. Okay, so I'm going to have you draw out, maybe you want something in the background. Maybe you want a sun in the corner. It's a sunny day. Maybe you want a cloud, which is another bumpy line. Maybe you want to draw yourself a person right here, you know, that's there. Maybe you want that hole that's in a lot of the middle of the trees where owls live or squirrels live. You got lots of different options to add in to the picture. We're just going to do the drawing today, so the tracing of the hand and then the drawing of all these items here. Okay. The hand probably will take a little bit, you know, trying to keep people from wiggling. Once you're done, please snap a photo of the drawing, and then we are going to upload that to Google Class or Seesaw like normal, and I will see you next week.